In the previous tutorial I showed you how to make a navigation bar. However, the navigation bar we made was not responsive. In other words, it wasn't suitable for mobile devices. Today I like to make that navigation bar responsive, and also to show you another way of making the nav bar where the menu items are not given in list form. The nav bar we want to make should look like this. This is the one we made last time, but today we want it to be more responsive. In other words, if the screen is smaller, we should be able to have the logo and this menu icon, and when you click on the menu icon you can be able to see the menu items here. Maybe something else I've added today. I've added the link to the font awesome. This link you can get it online, or I think I'll make a separate video showing you how to include the important links for font awesome, maybe bootstraps, and the Google fonts. Last time I showed you how to include Google fonts, so today I'm going to be including the font awesome. Font awesome is very important because it can be able to help us get the different icons we want. For example, in our case today, when we go to smaller screens, we may need this icon here for the menu. So this icon, we are going to be getting it from the Google Font Awesome library. So let's begin by having our HTML layout. So we begin with the div. We are going to label this, give it the ID of navbar. Okay, then inside there I'm going to put an input, and I'm going to give it a type of checkbox. And then let's give it an ID of nav toggle. Then you also have a label, and that label for nav toggle. Keep in mind that this and this ID and this should have the same name, because this label is going to be affected by the input here. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then here we're going to be using the font awesome icons for the menu. Let's have a look at our website now and see what we have so far. Yeah, so this is the label and this is the checkbox. Yeah, this is our label and this is the checkbox. So you find that when I click on the the menu icon, the checkbox is checked. So that's the use of this. In other words, the label is being affected by the input. The input and the label have to go hand in hand. And from there, I need to put a class for my logo. I'll give it a div, class logo. Then inside here I give it a hyperlink and call it logo. Okay, let's check and see what we have now. Yeah, our logo is there. We are not yet styling, so everything will just be there in a disorderly order. Then let's put the menu items. Like I've said, today we are not going to be using the list items, so today we are going to use another method. So let me use div. I give it a class of menu. Okay, then we are going to be putting our items like this. Instead of using list items, we're just going to use these hyperlinks. So the first one is going to be home, then I'll just copy and paste for the others. So then I'll change the name here. So these are services. Yeah, so we can check and see. So you see the difference here. The items are already in horizontal form, or in the previous form, if you're going to use a list, then the items are going to be vertical. So in this case, we are using this kind of order, and as we're going to be seeing with the styling, when it comes to styling, we'll be needing less code compared to when we use the list items. So we finished with the HTML code. So let's begin our styling. So we go to our style sheet. I've already put the import, the kind of, I showed you this last time, how to put the Google fonts from Google. If you don't know, you can go back to the previous video for reference. And I've already put the styling for the body and the HTML tags. So let's begin from this class, the navbar, which is the class for our navbar. So I'm going to use this ID navbar. So I'll give it text align, I'll give it the right, and yeah, let's see what does that do. It means it's going to put it moves all the other items to the right. So you're seeing that you're using less code than the previous tutorial. So all of the code has been moved to the right. Then let's give a height. This is 90 pixels, and then the line height is 70 pixels. Okay, then you have a border bottom. We'll use 1 pixel solid, and we choose the color. You see C6, C6, C4, and then we put the box shadow where we use 2 pixels, 0 pixel, 8 pixels, and then use the color of A0, A09F. Okay, let's see how far we've gone. So refresh our page. So you see we made our icons, and these are meshes here. Move the next class. Next class is we want to style the menu items, in other words these items here. So we first begin with the class menu. Okay, so we are going to give it a margin right. Let's give it a margin to the right of about 30 pixels. So just extend a bit to the right, and from there we are going to style these menu items. So we got the individual items here. So we say menu, then the anchors. So we are going to remove the text decoration. We already talked about this. None, to remove the underlining. Then we go to text align, center. Then you go to the padding, give it some padding, say 5 pixels, and then 20 pixels. Then you can also have a line height of 100 pixels. Then you can increase the fonts a bit to 20 pixels, and we make them bold. You can say the font weight is one. Font weight, we make it bold. Maybe you can change the color a bit. Let's use the color of 3B 3830. Yeah, it's almost gray. Then you can, yeah, let's see what we have now. Okay, so you see, like that. We can even put our border radius now. I want to use 6 pixels. Yeah, we have the logo still down here. Let's type the logo. So we say our class logo. So we give a logo text decoration, remove that underlining. We say none. Then we can, since it's on the right, we can float it to the left. So we can float the left. Then you can even move it a bit from the margin left. And say around 40 pixels enough. Yeah, then maybe we can give it a margin, the top around 10 pixels. Yeah, then you can use a font size of maybe 35 pixels. Then font weight, say bold, and font family, last time I used the font family of Lobster. Yeah, it was Lobster, then Cursive, I think. Yeah, Lobster Cursive. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so the logo is here. You can compare and see. Yeah, I think this is the same style, so it's okay. This website here, there's no label and there's no checkbox for the large screens. The label and checkbox only come when the screen is low. When the screen is decreasing, that's when you see the label, the menu icon. So in other words, for these large screens, there should not be a menu and a checkbox. So let's get the label. Can give it a margin. To the right of around 40 pixels. Move it a bit. On the font size, this is 25 pixels. And line height 70 pixels, should be the same as the other line height we used for the nav bar, because it's supposed to be a nav bar. So we use the margin top, can also have it 10 pixels. Then we can give it a padding of 0, 10 pixels. Let's have a look at what you have so far. So it's moved a bit like that, but remember, you don't have to see it. When the screen is large, you don't need to see this and that. So in that case, we have to remove it. Remove by using display none. So when you put display none, you remove. So you see that it has gone away. So we have to do the same for the checkbox. And the checkbox now, is in the input and it's having an ID of nav tag. So we go and style that ID. So nav tag is the ID we are styling. We're going to say display also none. I'll check and see. Yeah, so it has also gone away, and you see that these items are now well aligned here. So you discover that you're using a bit of less code to achieve almost the same thing like last time. Okay, then we can do some bit of styling so that this menu, this nav bar, can look like the original one. The original one has some hover effects, and there's an active class for the home page. So we go back here. So in my HTML, the home page needs to be given an active class. Yeah, you save that. So you go to this CSS here. So you say menu active. As you are styling the home, you're going to give it a background color, and then the text is going to have a color of white. FFF. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Then you also need to give this a color when you hover over here. Okay, but you remember we said these ones are hovering, but the home is not affected by the color change. So I talked about this in the last tutorial. I'm going to use the same syntax here. So it's a menu A, then hover not, and class active. And I remember I said what this means is that the properties inside there are going to affect all other items in the menu apart from the item with the class of active. So here we're going to have a background color of, which color did we use? 747474. Yeah, and then the color of FFF. Yeah, so we can check this and see. Yeah, like that. So you discover here that this menu is the same as the original one. They're almost the same. When you try to decrease the screen, the menu items become disorganized, meaning that it is not responsive. Okay, so now the task we have at hand is to make this responsive. And how do you do that? So we begin the responsive part. Let me put this, and I say this is the, so down here we're going to have a styling. So we do a responsive styling using the media queries. So we are going to use media. So in other words, that means that the properties inside here are going to be applied to devices with the screens of a width of 800 pixels and below. In other words, you're having screens for mobile devices and other medium devices around in that category. For the small screens, because here you see this is not yet responsive, so the label is nowhere to be seen. But in our responsive style here, when you move down, you have to see the label. So that's the first thing you're going to do. So we are going to style here. We say the label, so in other words you have to display it, display block, and we also give it a cursor, the pointer. Okay, let's see, refresh here. Yeah, now you see When it moves down, the icon comes up. That's the first step. We need to organize the menu items a bit so that they don't become disorganized the way they are. So we need to style the menu a bit. So we are going to text align. We're going to be center. Then we put a margin on top. Then we say width 100%. Okay, to go to the menu. Display block, then and that will bring the items into order here. Yeah, so you see. What about our logo? The logo, we need it up here. We need it a bit up, so we need to move it here, move up there. So we need to style our logo. Then we can even include some border bottom here to make it more lovely, look a bit more beautiful. So let's put some border bottom down here. Okay, yeah, I think now it is looking better. It's now looking a bit better. Okay, what about the logo? The logo, can move our logo. Let's style our logo now. So 20 pixels. Okay, it's what we have. Then we need to, because remember this is absolute, so we need to give it a distance from the top here, from the top of the body. So let's put it a bit top. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you see now it has moved a bit, 5 pixels from the top. Then you also see that the menu is a bit inside the logo and the menu icon, so we need to move it a bit down so that it can look a bit more beautiful. So you can increase on the margin top here for the menu. Let's increase the margin top so that you can move a bit down. That's better. So you can use a margin of 20 pixels so it can look a bit better. So you see that from this original one, when you click the menu icon, the menu is supposed to show down here, and when you click again, it goes away. But the one you are designing here, you discover that when you click, nothing happens. The menu is static, does not move away. So we do that by, first of all, making the menu disappear. We say display none. In other words, here, so it has gone away. But again, still when you click, it is not showing again. So in other words, there is some code missing here. What this means is that when you click on the menu icon, then the items, the menu class, are supposed to be shown, and that's to be shown you are going to remove, because here the menu has a display none. So here we are going to give it a display of block. So let's try that and see. So here, yeah, we see, we click, the same thing. Click again, it goes away. Click. Maybe one thing that is missing is that here our navbar has that upper space here, so we need to remove it. I would remove that. It's simple, just add some padding here. Around 10 pixels is enough. Okay, style, yeah, so you see it has gone away. Click again, comes, click again, goes, click again, comes. So you can even increase the size of the class here, because this one also has some space here. can remove that space by increasing the margin top here. You can reduce the margin top of the menu. You can increase it to, instead of 20, it can work. Yeah, so the menu margin top is that was just final touch. Yeah, so we have finished making our menu responsive. You can check it out using the inspect element here. So here you can be able to see when you use the inspect element here, this is the responsive one. Increase like that. Or if you want, you can see how it's going to look on different screen types. For example, the Galaxy A is going to look like that. Click goes away, click comes. Check on iPad Pro, it's the normal layout. If you check on iPhone 6, yeah, like that. Yeah, so that's how we make the navigation bar responsive. Hope the tutorial was helpful. Continue watching my other tutorials that are coming up. I'll be showing you how to make more nice looking navigation bars, because the ones I'm making is I've just been plain navigation bars, no background, nothing else. So hope you continue watching my tutorials. Thanks for watching.